The penthouse pulsed with music, laughter, and the clink of ice against crystal.
Selena, I dare you to a hand of high-stakes poker. I never back down from a challenge.
Nia, the ruby heart, watched with a knowing smile, her fingers tracing the lines of her latest conquest's palm. Valeria, mistress of sapphires, idly shuffled a deck of cards, her gaze distant. Only Jade, the onyx shadow, remained aloof, her eyes reflecting the city lights like shattered stars. They were the Shorn Queens, rulers of the city's underbelly, their power forged in games of wit and chance.
Call, raise.
Selena, cool and collected, met her gaze, a sly smile playing on her lips as she pushed forward a stack of deeds to some of the city's most lucrative nightclubs. Nia, her eyes sparkling with mischief, leaned back in her chair, watching the game unfold with predatory amusement. Valeria, her usual aloofness cracking, finally looked up, a flicker of interest in her eyes. The game continued late into the night, fueled by champagne and the thrill of the gamble. Tonight, the stakes were higher than mere money. A shadow fell across the threshold, interrupting the game. A man, cloaked in crimson, stood silently in the doorway. His face, hidden in the shadows, held an air of quiet menace.
Ladies, let's play a game.
He led them through the labyrinthine streets of the city, his silence as unnerving as his sudden appearance. They arrived at a dilapidated theater, its grandeur faded, its velvet seats gathering dust. The air hung heavy with the weight of forgotten dreams and the scent of decay. The man in crimson turned, his eyes, when they met theirs, burned with a cold fire. He laid out the terms of the game, his voice devoid of inflection. Each woman would face a trial, a test of her deepest fears and desires. The price of failure? Their hair, shorn at the roots, a symbol of their power, surrendered to the night.
This is ridiculous. We have faced worse.
Selena's composure remained unbroken, but her fingers trembled slightly as she adjusted her emerald necklace. Nia's laughter for once faltered, her usual confidence shaken. Valeria, ever stoic, merely raised an eyebrow, a silent challenge in her gaze. One by one they faced their trials, each challenge tailored to exploit their vulnerabilities, to force them to confront the shadows within. Arya, stripped of her wealth and status, forced to rely on her wits alone. Selena, confronted with the consequences of her ruthless ambition, forced to choose between power and love. Nia, her beauty revealed as a fragile illusion, forced to face the emptiness behind her carefully constructed facade.
The shearing was a ritual, a stripping away of more than just hair.
Each lock that fell to the floor represented a fear conquered, a vulnerability exposed, a truth embraced.
Arya, shorn and stripped bare, found strength in her resilience, her spirit unbroken.
Selena, her hair falling like a silken waterfall, discovered compassion in the face of loss, her heart softening.
Nia, her bald head held high, embraced her vulnerability, finding strength in authenticity.
Valeria, her tears mingling with the strands of her hair, allowed herself to feel again, her heart thawing after years of icy isolation.
Jade, bathed in the spotlight, emerged from the shadows, her vulnerability a beacon of strength.
Their lovers watched, their gazes reflecting a mixture of awe and admiration.
They saw the women they loved, stripped bare, their spirits shining brighter than ever before.
The women themselves looked in the mirrors, their reflections unfamiliar, their scalps bare, their eyes shining with a newfound clarity.
The man in crimson, his purpose served, vanished into the night.
The theater remained, a silent witness to their transformation. The Shorn Queens, their hair gone, their spirits forged in the crucible of the game, emerged stronger, more united.
They returned to their city, their reign far from over.
They carried with them the knowledge that true power came not from external validation, but from the depths of their own beings.
The city lights seemed to burn brighter, reflecting their own inner fire.
The game they knew was never truly over.
They were the Shorn Queens, and their reign had just begun.